The other thing that I think we're going to see a lot more of, and it's been interesting to watch. You know what? I don't know. This is just I'm spitballing here, but the because there was such a lack of enthusiasm for Joe Biden as a candidate, I think people really focused on the danger that a
Yes.
Trump, I mean, you could even just say Republican administration was going to bring, because Trump is there. He's just basically, he was the warm body who could sign things that Grover Norquist called for back in the day. Grover Norquist, of course, the longtime right-wing Republican strategist from Club for Growth. Is it Club for Growth, or no? It's a different one. I can't remember the name of his organization.
Yeah, Americans for Tax Reform.
American for Tax. I mean, it's all the same things. It's all, they want their tax cuts. They want to attack public sector workers. They want to attack teachers. They want to attack unions. And you'll recall back in 2020, or I should say 2016, Donald Trump held up a sheet of paper from the Heritage Foundation. And there were Supreme Court nominees on it. He says, this is my list. They made it. I'm going to do it. And he did it. And he got Roe v. Wade overturned. This time around, he again outsourced to the Heritage Foundation, and they developed something called Project 2025. But these right-wingers are so deluded about their perspectives on what people want from their government that they paraded this around. And those of us who don't want that to happen started talking about it, and people started writing about it, and it resonated with the American public. And here is Donald Trump now. Project what? Project? Projet? 22? Let's watch him pretend like he doesn't know. This is literally like, if you have a 5-year-old, this is the kind of things that they do. What?
Not an extremist at all. Like some on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. I mean, some of them I know who they are, but they're very, very conservative, just like you have. They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right, and they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is, it's Project 25. He's involved in Project, and then they read some of the things, and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. But what they do is misinformation and disinformation, and they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy. What did I do against democracy?
All right. And I want to play this over again because this is extraordinary. Donald Trump is trying to run as a moderate now. This is how terrified he is. Yeah. And he's literally now saying there's a severe right in this country. He also inadvertently is also saying, like, radical left, which he may want to double back on, and not, he may want to sort of amend that, which of course is everybody in the Democratic Party. They're all radical left.
Yeah.
But here he is trying to disavow right-wing ideas with Project 25, is it 25? What is it? 25.
My memory escapes me.
It's so confusing. 25. And just go back a little bit, because go back a little bit and play it, because this is, I think, pretty stunning. Incidentally, also, to the extent that we don't know if he took a bullet. We only heard from Ronnie Jackson, the pill mill, the guy who got basically delicensed because he was running a pill mill at the White House, who gave us a letter. We never saw any type of medical report from what hit him or how hard it hit him. He didn't take a bullet. A bullet missed him. Good.
And the other side's going around trying to make me sound extreme, like I'm an extremist. I'm not. I'm a person with great common sense. I'm not an extremist at all.
What's that science? Common sense again.
Like some on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. I mean, some of them I know who they are, but they're very, very conservative, just like you have. They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right, and they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is. It's Project 25. He's involved in Project, and they read some of the things, and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it.
I'd like to ask him what things he thinks are extreme. I'd like to ask him that question. Some reporter should ask him, you said there were things in Project 2025 that were extreme. What were those? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, things.
And,
get the Bible.
No,
not the Bible. I love the Bible.
6 former Trump cabinet secretaries.
Well, wait a second. We'll go through this in a second.
Okay.
What they do is misinformation and disinformation, and they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy. What did I do against democracy? Crazy.
Put up this article from CNN. I mean, you could just Google Trump's ties to Project 2025.
Yeah. 140 people who work for him are involved in crafting it.
Why don't you take the first sentence there?
Can you scroll down a little bit, Bradley? And Donald Trump has lately made clear he wants to do...
I meant the 6, that paragraph.
Six of his former cabinet secretaries helped write or collaborated on the 900-page playbook for a second Trump term published by the Heritage Foundation. 4 individuals Trump nominated as ambassadors were also involved, along with several enforcers of his controversial immigration crackdown, and about 20 pages are credited to his first deputy chief of staff.
I mean, Stephen Miller has done ads for it.
Mark Meadows involved.
Russ Vought, his former budget guy, is also a huge architect of this.
The Heritage Foundation. Okay, there's not a more integral Republican group that I can think of. The Heritage Foundation predates Trump. Like the Heritage Foundation has been involved in Republican politics for decades.
55 years. I think it's still being run by a former Republican senator.
Would not be sure. I don't know, but yeah.
Who's the chair of the Heritage Foundation?
Well, Kevin Roberts is the president now. Let me just see if there's because
chair.
Jim DeMint, the former South Carolina senator, was the Heritage Foundation chair for some time.
Trump is going to have a hard time portraying himself.
It's not fair. It's not fair to say that 2025 is 20. Is it 2025? I know, or is it 1925? I'm confused. So confused. I don't know.
People don't believe him. They don't believe that he's not an extremist. This was why in 2-5.
What?
You done?
No.
People don't believe he's not an extremist. Like, that's the problem. Because extreme? Why would they? He tried to overturn the election. Yeah. And this was evidence in 2022. This is why generic Democrat at the top of the ticket is doing better in polling, because people actually associate the MAGA brand with extremism. That's why the fundamentals for Democrats are actually quite good this election cycle, and why it's great that we have a new candidate, because I want to see him try to reframe himself as not an extremist. Their whole theme was unity, and he couldn't help himself within hours going on freaking Truth Social and screaming about Crooked Joe and all his conspiracy theories about him. That he can't maintain this. We talked about Hillary Clinton, right? And like how the public's mind was made up about her until 2016, and that was a big issue for her. This is a big issue for Trump. Everyone, people already know how they feel about him. I saw a poll, only 2% of the population is undecided on their opinion about him. So if Democrats can outperform Republicans, that's game over. And there's benefit to having newness and youth and all of those things.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.